Hey everybody, it's Felicia, aka Miss Hot Miss and a Randomness. So, okay, this video, I'm trying to put this so I can hold this. No, I should probably figure this out before I did. Okay, this video is brought to you by the lovely healthcare system in other states. Okay, so I am very aware as of this moment on March 1st, 2025, living in Massachusetts, because I have no clue what the hell is happening with the world right now. Absolutely no clue. Things are being flipped up fucking left and right. So I live in Massachusetts in the lovely United States of America. Lovely is an under fucking statement or sarcasm, whatever. So, but basically, I have my health insurance, and I choose my doctors here in Massachusetts. Hold on one second. Need to take my shoes off. Okay. So, if this is your first time watching my channel, I'm type 1 diabetic for about 37 years. I've lost count. Since I was 8 going on 9, I'm 44, going to be 45. April is my anniversary. I could go pull the medical record and give you the actual date and everything, but it doesn't fucking matter. What fucking matters is that depending on where you live in this country, depends on how your state insurance is. Depends on how fucked you're gonna get when it comes to your diabetic care. And it's not just this country, it's in other countries too and everything like that. And I am apparently absolutely spoiled. I am absolutely lucky. I can go in that item right there and I got my supplies. I can go into that room over there and I got my supplies for my pump. I will say also, I do have a good community where basically someone didn't need their supplies anymore that I can still use and everything like that. Like, just because it has an expiration date, especially when it's an infusion set, I am so sorry. It is a way for them to make money, basically. Like, it's a hard plastic thing. The worst case situation is the tape might not fully work anymore. But like, if I can get 2 or 3 days out of it, which is usually how long they last, it works. It's fine. Whatever. I just don't need to fill up the whole reservoir and stuff like that. But whatever. Sorry, I'm just really annoyed right now. Because this is not the first person who I'm aware of in the United States that has had this type of situation happen, and it's in a couple states that I'm aware of. Florida, Kansas, a couple other Midwest states. That there are diabetics out there who legitimately are struggling, who are rationing their fucking insulin. They are so afraid of how much insulin it costs them because either they have shitty fucking insurance that is raping them, or they don't have insurance at all. So they're getting fined when it comes to taxes and everything like that. There was a law that was technically passed in the United States that says that basically for a bottle of insulin, hold that thought. A bottle of insulin. The max that they can charge is $35 for this. Now here's the thing. This is Humalog or Inspro. Lilly has a generic, which is the same as their brand name. Same insulin. But here's the thing. This insulin versus Novolog from Walmart. Okay. MGD, Miller Genuine Draft, Novolog, MGD 64. Basically, same items by name, but one is more watered down, doesn't do the job as well as it can. You take the same amount of insulin, and one of your blood sugars are going to be more like in where it's supposed to be. The other one is going to basically be all over the place. And the thing is, you have a lot of people who end up going to get their insulin through the Novolog at Walmart because that's all they can afford. And it fucking sucks. So now, outside of the United States, so if this is your first time watching my channel, my fiance, my partner, he lives over in England. Here's the thing. He was a diabetic. Because technically, he's not a diabetic anymore. Because he has a new pancreas. So, I might be a little off on the numbers, but you can get the gist of this. He was diagnosed roughly around 21 years old. He's 40 now. He'll actually be 41 next month. So he's had it for almost 20 years and everything like that. And it was give or take, again, this number might be a little off and everything like that. Somewhere about 10 years ago, his kidneys started failing completely and everything like that. Like, basically, like, they're like, okay, they're progressively getting worse. Mind you, though, the first couple of years of his diabetes, he was treated as a type 2 diabetic. Then they realized he was a type 1. So the problem, though, is during that time frame when they were mismanaging his health, literally it was starting the ripple effects of fucking complications and health issues. Then basically the fact that multiple injections a day, shots versus being on a pump, that's a whole nother subject. But there's a lot of people that are like that, who are on multiple injection daily shots, and you can't really get it all that control without micro managing your diabetes. Now, the big thing is that basically when you're all over the place, and this is coming from someone who's had it for at least 37 years, and up until 14 years ago, my A1Cs were in the double digits. Like, absolutely in the double digits. My teen years were somewhere around 14, 15, maybe 16 A1C. I could probably go in all my medical records and get the real numbers. I'm estimating. Let me just say DKAs were regular, monthly situations. I was in and out of Children's Hospital in Boston regularly. Freshman year of high school, I was in a diabetic coma for low blood sugars, for hypoglycemia. I missed 80-something days of school. Had to repeat my freshman year for English, all that great stuff. There was a lot of mismanaging for one reason or another. And even then you go into my 20s. My 20s, I was a fucking mess. Like, I say my name is Miss Hot Mess in our randomness. Hot Mess is fucking like an understatement. I was hot mess with a fucking trail of fire going. Like, self-destruction. So 24 is when I learned about drugs. 21, I could legally drink. My alcoholism was in full gear. Like, self-seeking in whole different ways. Like, diabetes was a fucking mess. No real health insurance, too, at this point. Like, it wouldn't be until later on I'd get Mass Health. And then down the road, I'd get on the Health Connector and stuff like that. But, like, I legitimately, like, was in and out of the hospital all the time because my health was just so shitty with my diabetes because I was poorly taking care of it. And around that time, my A1C was probably still about 14, 15 or so, give or take. And then I'd be 31. I would get arrested. I would then get sober. And then somewhere around that time, I started actually giving a shit about my health a little bit more. Like, it wouldn't be like the day after I got sober. It would be down the road that I learned a few things that, like, primarily, I am notorious for putting everybody else before my own goddamn health. Like, I will work my ass off and I will kill myself legitimately by not taking care of myself. I will literally break myself down to make sure that the employer or whatever is being taken care of. Mismanaging. And I started finally having an epiphany. How the fuck am I supposed to go to work if I'm dead? How the fuck am I supposed to do X, Y, and Z if I'm dead? So I need to take care of myself first before other shit. It is what it is. So basically, there's all that. Somewhere in the last 4 or 5 years, like, all of a sudden I realized my insurance covers monthly appointments for me. for me, and I speak for myself, I do better when I hold myself accountable by showing up monthly to basically check in with my team and be like, this is what's happening. Because if I go 3 months, basically I start bullshitting things. I'm like, they're not gonna look at my numbers, da 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 da. I can do this, I can do that. But if I go monthly, it just helps me get in a tighter range. It works for me. My insurance covers that. I'm very blessed and lucky on that. Like, I have my stuff. It comes at a cost. Like, I gotta pay X, Y, and Z for it and everything like that. But I do have access to these things. I am really, really lucky on that. Then I've made friends. Since I joined communities through Facebook that are diabetic communities and stuff like that, I started finding out things. Because Felicia lives in our own little bubble and everything like that. Basically, Felicia lives in the entitled land of Felicia and wasn't very aware of things. And I started realizing there are people out there who are also diabetic, who live in other parts of the country in itself. So like my partner and people over in the States talk about, like, we watch these things and every American, like, basically because of like getting medically treated, they go into debt. Not if you live in Massachusetts. I'm gonna let you know something. You might be in debt, but it does not affect your credit score if you go to a public hospital. If you go to a private, or say like a public or a plastic surgeon, someone who is not a public like place, it does not affect your credit score. So basically, if you need to take care of yourself and you live in the state of freaking Massachusetts, go to the fucking doctors. Go, like, if billing fucking talks to you, tell them to bill you. Just don't pay the bill. Go to the ER. If you really need medical treatment, go to the ER. They cannot refuse your treatment. Like, they can't refuse to treat you if you are having problems. So if you can't get to a regular doctor, like a regular primary or an endo, and you need treatment, at least go to the fucking ER. Get blood work done. Find out what your A1C is. Find out if there's other issues going on. Find out if they can write you a script, because you sometimes can get, like, honestly, certain meds, like, say, lisinopril for your kidneys and blood pressure. Like, there's certain meds you can get for cheap because they're not the name brands, and through GoodRx and stuff like that. But if you don't have a script for insulin, go to the ER and get them to write a script. So basically, they literally can get it. And I'm 99% sure, regardless of what your insurance is, there was a law that was created about insulin. If you call Lilly, like, basically they can help you. Like, it's supposed to be $35 max per bottle. Max. Like, for basically, if you look at what the insurances and stuff are paying, it's just ridiculous. But, like, I'm tired of hearing about other diabetics who legitimately are rationing their fucking insulin because they literally can't get it. It is pissing me the fuck off. Like, there's one thing to self-sabotage and, like, destroy yourself because you're freaking completely burnt the fuck out. I've been there. I've done that. I go through that. I've, like, hit points to, like, these days. Like, I haven't done it today, that I'm aware of. I mean, I'm also I haven't slept and everything because I pulled an all-nighter watching Trader and everything like that. I do need to go to sleep tonight. But there have been plenty of times, just alone in the last 4 months, where I've said, fuck it, I don't want to take my meds. Insulin, I will do the best to take that no matter what. But there are times I'm like, fuck it, I don't want to deal with this. And then I got to deal with the repercussions of a high or a low blood sugar, because if I had to take too much insulin to cover the situation. But it's mainly, like, usually, like, my pill meds. I don't want to take them, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to fucking do X, Y, and Z. And I will say, because I have my doctor's appointments all booked out for a progressive amount of time, they hold me accountable. And if I already have an appointment, I'm less likely to cancel it than if I had to make it an immediate appointment, because actually during the month of January, I was dealing with shit and I was just mentally, physically, and emotionally burnt out from all medical shit that I was like, fuck it, I will pain and suffer through the shit that I'm dealing with. And freaking, I suffered, literally suffered, and I was doing that to myself. So there's other diabetics that I know that are doing things like this, that are self-sabotaging because they just don't want to deal with it. I've done it myself. I wasn't that I was purposely self-harming. It wasn't like I woke up and was like, let's self-harm today. No, I was just done for the day. Like, I didn't want to deal with life anymore because I was just tired of every day waking up and doing the same fucking routine over and over and over and over and over again. If you have any health issue that is a chronic, long lasting health issue, you understand the pain and the agony that I mention in this. And it's fun when people are like, you look like you're fine. Everything, you don't look like you have problems. Go fuck off. If you could get inside my body, in my brain, in physically this thing, you would know the battles that are happening on a fucking daily basis. That I am literally just holding on for fucking dear life to survive. Because I'm just tired, but I also know I can't die. In the sense that basically, if I try to self-harm and kill myself, my luck is I won't die and someone's going to have to take care of my ass who is not at this point responsible in doing that anymore. Last I checked, I'm 44 years old and I should not be having to have my mother or a person wipe my ass because I can't clean up after myself. It would be one thing if I got in a freak fucking accident and I'm now handicapped. But if I self-harmed myself and I did damage to myself and I was still living and someone had to take care of me because of that, I would literally be dying from within because I'd feel worse about that. That is something that's gone through my head for eons of my health. Seriously, this was a fucking tangent of a fucking video tonight. Because I'm watching or being very aware of hearing other people with a health issue that I have, that basically the shit that's happening in the world in general, that basically there are diabetics out there that are having to ration out their fucking health care and basically killing themselves because they're not getting all the insulin, they're not eating properly, and what's causing issues. I'm sorry. I'm just tired of watching friends die. Literally die. I'm tired of watching friends hurt themselves because they're stubborn. And this comes from the queen of being stubborn. So, if you are type 1 diabetic, hell, if you're fucking any health issue at this point that's chronic and you have issues, first off, talk to people. It helps a little bit. It's not going to solve everything, but it's going to help. Second of all, ask for help. You'd be surprised the people that are willing to help, especially if they're close by. But you don't know if you don't ask. So, if you identify or you know someone, please comment. Let me know. Let me know your experiences. Let me know how you're dealing with this shit. And again, I am very aware. I know how fucking blessed I am. That I'm lucky and like I really cannot complain about my situation, but I really do wish other people weren't going through the same shit. Like the shit that I've talked about, because I have too many people that I've come across that do. And it's in certain states. Like I know New Hampshire, I know Florida, I know Kansas, and 2 other states that I can't think of which ones exactly they are, but they're in the Midwest. So, yeah. Okay, guys, like, subscribe, share, comment. I don't know. Just that's the routine. So, yeah, 19-minute video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Whatever. Okay, bye, guys.